Hello, hello. Kelly Joe, Sunshine Joe 420, YouTube, TikTok, Kelly Joe Monahan on Facebook. How you guys doing? Woo! What a few days it has been. So I'm coming to you with our, I guess I could say monthly, like moon astrology transit update. Anything that I kind of feel like you guys need to know about. I'm going to make this as short and sweet as possible. I'm going to try. Thank you to everybody who has subscribed. Speaking of that, subscribe right now. Please subscribe, like, comment, share, get the word out. I know that this is a very basic astrology 101, but that's what it's for. It's for people like us, for like you, like me, who are just growing in our astrology world and want to learn about things, but sometimes it just seems a little too complicated. So I'm here to break it down for you. So again, I'm Kelly Joe. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just the messenger here. So please do your own inner work. Please do your own research. Please do your own searching, soul searching. I do a lot of research into these things. I do a lot of listening and looking up, and I bring this all to you with such love and such faith. So I hope that it resonates and feels good for all of you. So what we're going to talk about today is we are going to talk about Mercury Retrograde. It's okay. Mercury Retrograde was just happening Friday. Tomorrow, I'm going to release this tomorrow on the 14th. And then we're also going to talk about the full moon that's happening in Cancer on Monday the 17th. Yeah, let's start. All right, so let's start with Mercury Retrograde. I know that this is something we all are familiar with. We've heard the term a lot, but a lot of people have no idea like what that actually means. So I'm going to try to do my best to break that down to explain it to you for you. So essentially, all planets go retrograde. This is not like just a Mercury thing. Like right now, like Venus is in retrograde, Uranus is in retrograde. This is just having to do with the cycle that the planets take around the sun versus our earthly cycle that takes the 365 days. Kind of like leap year, how we have just kind of like conformed and like created these like, whatever. That's what is going on when retrogrades happen. Mercury goes into retrograde the most because it's the fastest moving planet. So a lot of us are familiar with Mercury retrograde because, again, it's what we are just most familiar with. And a lot of people put such negative emphasis on Mercury retrograde. So Mercury is the planet that rules our communication, our planning, technology, all of that stuff that has to do with not just ourselves, but with other people, either with like really committed relationships or just like people on the street. And this is very important because communication can make a relationship, break a relationship. When a planet is in retrograde, I'm going to use the word illusion because to our human eye, if you were to look at a telescope and look at Mercury during this time, it appears as if Mercury is moving backwards, retrograde, backwards. But that's not actually the case. What's happening is Earth is slow, 365 for the rotation. We are essentially catching up to Mercury, making our lap, and Mercury is moving slower than us for the first time in 88 days, because that's how long it takes for Mercury to transit. And when we are passing it, imagine you're on a highway, okay? You're on a highway, you're going 65 miles an hour, and there's a train next to you on the tracks. This train is only going, let's say, 40 miles an hour. While you are moving forward at this rate, the train next to you appears in our human mind to be moving backwards. Now, we know that that's not true. Another example would be like if you're on a highway, like Chicago traffic is what comes to my mind, and you're going faster, moving faster in front of a semi, the semi next to you, there may be an illusion that that semi is moving backwards, reversing. It's not. It's just where we are placed in the position of our mind. So that's really, I hope that explains it. I've really tried so hard to figure that out for you guys. But it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Now, energy and manifesting works both ways, y'all. And if people are putting such negative emphasis on Mercury retrograde, guess what's going to happen? Negative things. It's just how the world works. Now, I'm not saying that it's not causing tension. I'm not saying that it's not causing conflict, but I'm saying that like it doesn't have to be a negative thing. If there's something in your life that needs to be confronted, that needs to be put out on the street, And it just happens to come a little bit stronger during this time. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore it. Don't ignore something that gets unaligned in your life every 3 to 4 months. Don't ignore it. If it is time, if there is space, if something needs to move out of your life, if you need to release something, if you need to let something go, if you need to create something, if you need to stop creating something, do it. Do not let the idea of Mercury retrograde stop you from releasing and accepting what is trying to either make its way out or make its way in. I know that it's so hard. Gosh, I know that it's so hard because we just want to have this flawless communication and effort and relationships, and that's just not real life. That's just not real life. So when you are having these conflicts and these squirrels, it is so important to take space for yourself, to like take time to reflect. Like no decision should ever be made in like a heat of snap of fury. Like that's just not how anything should be made. Good, bad, ugly, indifferent. Reflect on everything, not just in Mercury retrograde. But if something's trying to shed light to you and your subconscious and your intuition, you cannot ignore it because it's going to continue to make its way up in your life. Now, this could be whatever personal for you, a person, a relationship, a job. If this is going to continue to make your soul feel at unrest, that will continue to happen until your lesson is learned or until it's released. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes. I encourage change. New and change is good. Not everything and every person that we are used to is meant to grow and to go with us. And I know that that is just like, it's a really shitty idea because these people that we love and we have these relationships for and we spend our life taking care of, sometimes when you realize that you're growing and you're outgrowing them and they are not supposed to come with, you have to respect that for not just your journey, for their journey too, because they're not going to learn from yours, you know? I know that's really hard, but I really just do allow you to allow yourself to think, to reflect. Now, I am not encouraging you to do that illusion type bullshit and go backwards with Mercury. Do not go back to the past. Do not go back to past shitty relationships. Do not sign or go into, not even sign, but don't agree to do anything. Don't do something that you already know the answer to. That's like the number one thing. Now, I'm not saying that these people, these situations could not have changed, could not have done the work, and now they're coming back to you, and it just so happens to be in Mercury retrograde. Okay, sure. But if it's meant to be, it will be there, and it'll be ready for you even after this. Do not settle for your scraps. Do not settle for scraps when we have already been served a seat at the buffet table. Does that make, that makes sense for me. It really does. If your future means as much to you as it should, and as you say it does, you should be willing to listen and to accept what you need to do to get there. And as shitty and scary and icky as it is in the moment, it's meant to be, and it will create space for new and for better. Allow clarity, good or bad, honest reflection. Where are you going and what is stopping you right now? Right now in this moment, what is one thing that literally comes to your mind when I say that? Person, thing, situation, coming right now in your mind that is stopping you from getting there. You have to focus on it. It's not all good in rainbows. It's just not. Life is not like that. And if you've done that and you've created all of these relationships and all these things that are just fucking sunshine and rainbows, then good for you. You've made it. Let's cheers. But for people like us, we are going to go through these times with heightened frustration and heightened energy and sadness and not knowing what the fuck we're doing or feeling or not knowing where we're supposed to go. Make sure you're having grace for not just yourself, but for everyone else that you love going through these transitions. We're allowed to feel that way. We are allowed to feel that way. And as long as you know you're on the right path and you are making room in your life for what needs to be made room for, that doesn't really make sense, but it's going to be okay. Have confidence in you, in what you're doing, in the work you've done, in where you're going, that you know you got this shit. You got this shit, shawty. And thank God for the opportunity to be able to choose and to be able to say, actually, I thought I wanted that, but I don't want that anymore now that I know. That's a blessing. That is a blessing that some of us treat like a burden or like a fear, and we have to stop that. Change, connect, and communicate. So that's what I have for Mercury retrograde. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Please let me know in the comments if that makes sense, or if you have any questions, let me know. Let's move on to the full moon. So the full moon is happening on Monday, and it's, again, like I said, happening in Cancer. Cancer is at home and the moon planet. So Cancer is ruled by the moon. So I just feel like having that extra special energy added to it, not just is the moon in Cancer right now, it's at home. Imagine going home to grandma's. That's Cancer energy. That right there. The nurturing, the loving, the emotional connection, and just true caring and true understanding for feelings and relationships. Mama Moon Cancer is the nurturing, most hospitable sign that there is. But the most important thing to remember with that is, as a mom, I can remember this very easily, is that mom cannot take care of anybody else unless mom is taken care of. Right? Yes. And when the fuck are moms supposed to do that? Right now it's midnight and I'm in my garage office in Northern Illinois making this video because this is what I've figured that I have the time. And I'm doing it with love and gratitude. I'm so excited to be here. I am so blessed to have the opportunity. And I hope so many people watch this and listen, but I have to take care of myself. And Cancer, not only is Cancer this nurturing, motherly type, it's emotional. It's a water sign, just like the waves of the ocean. You would never try to stop the waves in the ocean, right? That's just silly. That's just crazy talk. You trying to stop the waves of your emotion in your body is just as silly. You have to allow yourself to flow through the emotions, through the good, through the bad. Feel the emotions. Has anyone else been crying like a fucking adult baby this week? Me. It's only Thursday. Emotional. It's emotional. It's heavy. It's really taking a look inside of not just your home soul, but your home. How is there more need for peace? Is there more need for love? Is there more need for understanding? Is there more need for grace? This is the time that you're really going to feel those things. And it's so important to really reflect and allow yourself to do that. The full moon is all about reflecting, all about looking at your new moon. So my first video that I made for you guys was all about the new moon that was happening on January 2nd. What has happened in this new moon? And y'all, it's only been 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks since the beginning of January. Give yourself grace. For me personally, I feel like this year has begun with a lot of heavy emotions, a lot of sadness, a lot of loss, a lot of confusion, a lot of miscommunication. But that's okay because that is growth. That is process. That is just part of the flow of things. And to be totally honest, us as humans, we've been programmed to think that January 1st is our new year, and we are told to make all these resolutions and do all these new things and new year, new me. And all the rest of the animal world, the mammal world, what are they doing right now? They're resting. They're resting. They're resting. They are inwardly resting their souls, getting ready for spring and for summer. And I really feel like if you've just felt like this year has not been it yet, don't give up. Don't manifest negativity into your life. Don't say things like, what else could happen? This is not my year. I seen a meme that was like, can I cancel my subscription to 2022? I don't like it. That is not funny, y'all, because no, you can't. This is your life right now. This is life. There is nothing we can do about the situation and the circumstances that we've been handed. And it truly just takes us as humans to allow ourselves to, one, feel it, one, release it, two, accept it, and to move on. It's ever changing. As much as we think like this, the full moon is like the climax of the month, like it's actually only halfway through the cycle. The full moon is now going to go back down into its new moon shape. And then it's going to build back up. Like, this is not the end. This is giving you opportunity to reflect and giving you a rewrite to create the grand finale of the year. Like, shit does not happen overnight. Shit does not happen fast. But every single day that you wake up and you put your mind and your soul into positive, good intentions that are meant for you is another day closer to your success. That you are so worthy and so deserving of happening. Like, it might not have ever worked out before, and it might not have ever came your way, and it might not have ever happened to you before, but that's because it was not your time. Energetically, spiritually, actually timing, it wasn't your time, but now is. Now is. Do not discredit all of the work and all of the struggle and all of the lessons that you've gone through to create what you desire. Do not forget that, because just because it didn't happen doesn't mean it's not on its way to you. And believing and speaking as if it's not is delaying the process. Okay. I think that is a pretty good summary for the full moon. So now we're going to move on to full moon, some journal prompts, some questions. Again, I do not have I have the capability. I don't have the understanding on how to put some stuff up on the screen here. So we're going to pretend. I'm going to say them a little slow. Please pause, write them down. I'm going to write them in the comments too. So let's start with, full moon questions. Is it easier to take care of others or myself? Is it easier to take care of others or myself? Number 2. Which, just back a little bit. Duality. That's something that I should make a video on. But duality is essentially yin and yang. Are you taking care of yourself as much as you are taking care of others? That is feminine versus masculine energy. Masculine energy is taking care of others, doing things for others. Even being a mom is masculine energy, because you're still doing things for others. What are you doing for yourself, for that feminine energy in yourself, the self-love, the self-care? Okay. Number 2, what is one good thing that has happened so far this year? One good thing that has happened so far this year. And do not be like, nothing good has happened. No, not with that fucking attitude. Something good has had to have happened. Small, big, medium, large. What is it? What is it? Think about it. Number 3. Who is one person that has taken care of you this year? Now, I'm not talking like mom care, like my kids will be like, Mom, obviously I do everything for him. Me, who's taken care of me this year? My soul, my mind, my heart, my energy. Who has taken care of me? Jamie Callahan. 4, what's one thing that you are proud of yourself for doing this year? Again, don't fucking say nothing, because there's something. Whether it's like getting out of bed or fucking making my kids lunch, like literally, what are you proud of? Think of something. Focus on something. What are you proud of? What area in my either mind, body, or soul, spirituality, mind, body, spirituality, what area are you neglecting the most? Mind, body, or soul? Which part of you are you neglecting the most? How can I make my home more peaceful? And you could have a beautiful, peaceful home. You could not even have a home. You could live in your car. That's your home. What could you do to make your home more peaceful? Cancer energy. What can we do to make our home more loving, more inviting, more peaceful for us? What can we do? And the last one we're going to do is, what makes me feel safe? What makes me feel safe? And how can I create more of that? What makes me feel safe? And how can I create more of that? Okay, so those are our questions. Now we're going to move on to our full moon affirmations. I feel like it is so important if we are going to be doing this inner work and this inner growth and wanting to get all these new things and all this amazing shit. We have to be affirming in ourselves all the time positivity and just encouragement and love, because we talk to ourselves. We love ourselves more than anyone else in this whole world. We talk to ourselves more than anyone else in this whole world. Let's make it positive, right? Okay, again, pause. I'm going to write them in the comments too. Affirmations. Number 1, I accept resistance as a part of the process. I know. I accept resistance as part of the process. Number 2, I am full of endless potential. I am full of endless potential. I release the need to control any person, thought, or situation. That's hard. I know it's hard. Control does not mean success. We know that. We know that as humans. So I release the need to control any person, thought, or situation. I let go of all that is not meant for me and that is blocking me from my blessings. I release any and all things, people, situations, thoughts, ideas that are not meant for me and that are blocking me from my blessings. I fucking release those motherfuckers. Bye. And the last one is I fully open my life to all the love, abundance, and opportunities that are flowing to me right now. Right now. I fully open myself to all abundance, love, and opportunities that are flowing to me right now. Because I'm worthy. I'm so worthy. I've done the work. I've put in the time. And the universe knows that because it fully supports me. I am the strongest person. You are the strongest person that you could ever fucking know. And you are so capable. Okay, so chakra card. I need to get better lighting, but I pulled a chakra card. I haven't read it yet, so I'm just going to show you guys. Looks like first chakra, responsibility. Responsibility, okay? I plant myself on solid ground by consistently taking responsibility and having personal accountability for all that I do. I allow others to depend on me being responsible. My actions always speak louder than words. I rise above excessiveness and overindulgence, and I forgive myself for anything in the past. I know that I could not have acted in a more evolved way than I was able to at the time. Sheesh. Thank you, universe. Hold that for you guys. Screenshot it. I'll post a picture. Okay. So that's it. That concludes our full moon Mercury Retrograde. I love you. Thank you so much for watching. I said I was going to make it short and we're at 24 minutes. I'm sorry. Like, comment, subscribe. Check my link tree in the bio. I'm going to drop it in the comments too for personal birth chart readings. Just all the things. I love you guys so much. Peace, love, light.